Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is still Tuesday, May 6th, 2025, back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm feeling like I like to feel tired. I like that feeling after a day's work. I like to feel tired after work, not fully refreshed after I've been to work. So what that means is I had a good day at work. We worked all day, Monday and Tuesday. Did good last week before that. Oh, but now it may be starting. We're going to see the slowdown. But we'll see. I got a little work tomorrow, but I don't know exactly what. I'm not taking an empty home. I'm starting off tomorrow without a trailer. And we're going to see what it do. She said it's supposed to be slow for the rest of the week, but we'll see. But I'm grateful for what I did get. And I'm going to do the best I can. That's all I can do. Life is like a box of chocolates. Y'all remember that saying? You never know what you're going to get. And that brings me to the topic. On my way here to drop off my last load, I stopped. Got me a cup of coffee. Yeah, in the evening, I'm going to go to the gym. Got me a cup of coffee. Put a little fuel in it just in case we do work tomorrow. I ain't got to stop in the morning and do it. And I saw a lady in the truck stop working. She was wiping down where the coffee, where you fix your coffee and stuff at. She was wiping down and tending to the coffee, make sure the sugar and the cream and everything. You know, you've been to the truck stop before. Who haven't? Even if you don't drive trucks, you've been to a truck stop before. Most people. They got the best coffee. So, you know, when you go in there, they in there cleaning around. You know, they tend to the coffee station, make sure you got plenty of cream or sugar, all the coffee is full, and what have you. So she had some money pinned on her shirt. Elderly lady. I said, "Oh, it's your birthday." She said, yeah. She was so happy. So I put $20 on her shirt. I said, "How old are you?" You know, you're supposed to ask the woman that what she said. You're not supposed to ask the woman how old she is. But she said, "I'm 69 and I look good." I said, "Yeah, you do look good for 69. You look good for any age." And just trying to make her day, you know what I mean? And I thought she kind of like got to flirting with me a little bit. But, you know, I am Big Ward. She got to flirting a little bit, right? I was like, "No, you ain't finna get none of this wood for your 69th birthday. You'll be, nah, I ain't finna have no old ladies running me down." But anyway, I said, "Why you ain't take off today?" "Man, I can't afford to. The bill, I ain't got, you know, I wish I had, I ain't got no money like that." 69th birthday. On her birthday, she had work at 69 years old. I asked her why she ain't take off. She said she couldn't afford to. Y'all know where I'm going with this? I thought we're supposed to retire at 65, draw your Social Security, and ride happily off into the sunset. Ain't that what we were told? That was the American dream? Work hard, turn 65, ride off into the sunset, draw your Social Security, and your Social Security should be enough for you to live off of for the rest of your days. That's what it was meant for. Social Security was meant. It was started, I think, after the Great Depression. That's when Social Security was started. I think it was Franklin Roosevelt, one of the presidents that started Social Security. the New Deal. I think that's what it was called. I got to go back and research where. I think it was the New Deal. I think that's what it was. I may be wrong. Don't hold me to that. I have to do a little more research. But it was something during right after the Great Depression, and there were a lot of people, because there were so many people that were struggling and didn't have any money saved up. The government / whatever president that was came up with the idea with the Social Security to make sure that that wouldn't happen again, where when people were old enough to retire, they wouldn't be broke. And they knew it was hard for people to actually set aside enough money out of their checks every week that was going to last them when they retired. So the government decided that they was going to do it. They would take a certain amount of money out your check every week and put it up for you for when you get old and retire, you have something left to where we won't go through that Great Depression stuff no more with all them people, older people, elderly people, broke. Retiring with nothing to hold them over. That was what Social Security was meant for and what started it. And for a long time, it worked. People were able to retire, 65, whatever age, draw their Social Security, and it was enough to pay their bills. When I grew up, when my father died, when I was, 12, 13, for a good little while, her Social Security was enough to pay all our bills. My mom didn't work. She got my father's Social Security and hers. That paid rent, all the lights. I think we got food stamps. We had to get a little food stamp. That was it. And I know that's all we got because when she died, I had to go put an end to the check. You know, she dead, I can't keep getting her check. That's illegal. So I had to put, and I knew what all she was getting, and I had to go, she was getting Social Security and the food stamps. And we never were homeless. Lights never got cut off, none of that. Based on that, it was enough. The cost of living, what have you, whatever, God, whoever. Fast forward to today. And we got a lady 69 years old. Can't stay home on her birthday at 69, one more year from 70. That's grandma. She supposed to be at home with the grandbaby bouncing on her lap. She up there making sure I got good fresh coffee. On her birthday at 69. Which made me think about all the other jobs and places I've been. You can go to right now. Walmart and other places. Pretty much any business you go in, you see old people in there working. How many old people you work with? I have a coworker by the name of John, driving trucks. He was every bit of 50 when I was 10. That way he looked like he was 50. He was grown when I was 10. One of the men that used to come by my mom, little juke joint that I told y'all about when I grew up, that she ran, you know, she was the like liquor store / candy lady / snack lady, you know. That was my mom when I was growing up. And she also had the adult after hours, you know, I had to go in my room. When the grown folk come by, they would drink, talk, and I told you about B.B. King used to come over there because his road manager was related to my dad, which a guy by the name of Bebop from Mobile, Alabama, Willie Edwards. Anybody familiar with Mobile, Alabama? Bebop, Willie Edwards, that was his real name. I still remember all that. He was B.B. King's road manager. And B.B. King used to come by the house when I was a child. I told y'all that story. True story. I wasn't starstruck. I didn't know who he was. I just know, you know, he had a Jerry curl and all that. I remember they were making a big deal because they had Jerry Curl when Jerry Curl first came out. You had to have some money to have a Jerry Curl. But B.B. King and Bebop had a Jerry Curl. Look it up. Go back and look at some old film of B.B. King with the Jerry Curl. Anyway, I remember. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Somebody walking up to the truck. So I remember my mom and us being able to survive off that little Social Security. And now here we are, every job you go to, every company you go to, every business you go to, you got old people in there working. At what age, at what time in life are we able to do like the people of the old days used to do? In the old days, I'm saying it's like 30 years ago. When you can retire and go fishing, stay at home, watch the stories, or what have you, whatever you want to do, but you ain't have to show up at nobody's job at 69 years old on your birthday. So here's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. And why I work so hard. Because if things keep going the way they're going now for me and for a lot of y'all, we're going to find ourselves in that same situation if we live long enough. If the world's still here. If things don't get better for me, even though some of y'all say, Big Boy, you ain't struggling, you don't know what we going through, you don't relate. I know what I'm going through. I know I'd have made some bad decisions. I went into business for myself. So my money up and down. I don't have steady income every week. 1 week I might hit them hard. Another 3 weeks might not make nothing. Anybody in business, especially trucking, know what I'm talking about. And I've been on this up and down roller coaster for a few years now as a business owner. Yes, I worked enough years to where I would draw some Social Security, but I would be in the same boat she in. My Social Security wouldn't be enough. What about your retirement? Do you have some money saved up? Yes, I went into business for myself. I invested that money myself thinking I'm finna shoot up. Stupid of me, huh? Bought a truck. But anyway, me and a lot of y'all gonna find ourselves in that same situation. This lady's 69 years old and broke. 69 years old. Who come to work on their birthday at 69 if they don't have to? No matter what they say about, we need you to come in. Oh, my birthday ain't coming in. Well, you fired. All right, I was just working just to have something to do anyway. Who at 69 that ain't broke, that don't really need their job, gonna come in on their birthday at 69 unless they really needed it? That might be a handful of people that don't need to work at that age but want to have something to do. They ain't coming to work on their birthday. And if the company don't like it, fire me. I was just working to have something to do. I wasn't working for the money. So if she came on her birthday, she broke. And she pretty much told me that. She couldn't afford to take off on her 69th birthday. '69 and broke. And that scared the ish out of me. Because if I stay on this path, dumping money off into a truck, ain't making it back, not working, steady paying bills, had a little saving, a little nest egg that I'm just pretty much depleted. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. A few years ago, I didn't see myself in this situation. A few years ago, it was looking real bright for me. Some of y'all might have been in the same situation a couple of years ago where it was looking real bright. And now it's looking real dark. It's looking real dark for me. Why I gotta lie? If that, for those who think I'm lying about it, I'm not over here begging. Y'all help me out. None of that. I'm just telling you that you are not alone if you're struggling right now. That's the only reason I tell you what I'm dealing with. So if it turned around for me, I'm going to tell you that too, so that'll give you some hope that, hey, it turned around for me. So I'm letting you know right now, you're not alone. Big Ward going through it with you too. Big Ward just put thousands of dollars in a truck. You think I had money to take a hit like that? And I haven't been able to recoup none of that money yet. Yes, the truck ready to go. No work. What do we do with it? But I didn't want to just buy it and let it sit after I done spent all that money on buying it. So I had to get it fixed. A few more thousand I done dumped in it. And you say, I can't relate to y'all. You got this, you got that. I still get y'all email what I got. You're pocket watching and hating. But those who know, you know. So I need to prepare, just like I'm telling y'all, for the possibility of being 69 if things don't change. If things don't change for all of us, that's me too. And if the Lord will and the creek don't rise, I live to be 69, 77. If things don't get better for me, how about you? If things don't get better for you, you may be in the same boat. If things don't get better for me, 69 and broke, like that lady. We might find ourselves at 69 somewhere making coffee with money pinned on our shirt working on our birthday. If things don't turn around. See, that's why I voted the way I did and didn't care about none of the other stuff y'all talking about. I voted solely on the economy because I know that if we don't get this economy turned around, all the other stuff don't matter. We ain't gonna have no country if everybody broke. Everybody taken to the streets rioting, hungry, starving, can't afford to pay their bills. I knew if we didn't get the economy turned around, all the other stuff y'all talking about wasn't gonna matter. So I voted strictly on the economy this time. It ain't looking like he gonna be able to do nothing with it either. But that was my point for voting the way I did. Economy only, not social issues, not here racist, not none of that. I voted who I thought, after two, had a better chance of getting us back to work. Because I don't want to be 69 years old fixing coffee on my birthday. Hold on, y'all. Now somebody just asking me about what I think gonna happen. Do we got any more work coming? She worked at the distribution center. A long-time friend of mine. Asking me how the port look, how she depending on the work we bring in for her work. She drive a yard, what you call a yard dog. She moved the trailer around in and out the doors at the distribution center. So she asking me how they're looking down there. And I said the last couple of weeks was kind of steady. But my dispatcher said it's slow from here on out. And we don't know what it's going to be for the rest of the week and going forward. So I don't know. That's what I told her. And she just dropped her head and rode off. Because she depended on us and the port, just like the rest of the country is. Again, if it keep going like this, me and a lot of y'all gonna be 69 years old and broke, making coffee on our birthday. Are we having fun yet? Get it, got it good. Bye.